how many of you have done the mistake and probably hurt people in your office some or the other way? Not necessarily that you mean to do that. Your intention was not that, but you did that, knowingly or unknowingly. That happens. Okay. Weaknesses, correct? We do have some of the weaknesses as well. Now, one of the weaknesses that we want to solve today is you must have done some mistakes in your life as well, correct? And it might have hurt other people as well. Okay. So how many of you have done the mistake and probably hurt people in your office some or the other way? Not necessarily that you mean to do that. Your intention was not that, but you did that, knowingly or unknowingly. That happens. Okay. Many of us have done that. Okay. So today you have to identify people in your workplace. Okay. And identify at least 2 or 3 people and reach out to them and say, sorry. Can you do that? Well, generally the people with the more experience, authority have a lot of ego. Saying sorry becomes very difficult. Okay. So you need to start practicing saying sorry. Okay. How many of you have actually taught your children, if they do the mistake, then you say, just say sorry first. Yes or no? Yeah. We tell them. We teach them. Okay. Why don't you say sorry first? Sorry to uncle, sorry to this, sorry to that. But once we grow up, we don't find that useful, isn't it? So today, identify the 3 people around you and say sorry to them. Capture lessons learned, because the mistakes have no value in your life if you do not capture the lessons learned. Mistakes will only leave the shame, guilt, hatred, and a lot of negative emotions in you because we do not capture the lessons and we focus on the emotion. Okay? Because we only focus on the emotion, we do not capture the lessons. Once you start capturing the lesson, emotion is, or that situation is, or that person is out of the equation. Okay? Then it is not useful emotions. Then it is not useful belief, right? Because we do not take the lessons out of it. So please capture the 3 lessons from the mistakes that you might have done that might have hurt some people. You want to just reach out to them and say, sorry for your behavior, sorry for your action, sorry for your whatever that you did, the words, or you might have done behind their backs as well. Please say sorry to them. Learn from those mistakes and capture those lessons in your diary. If you do not have, please have the diary as well for yourself so that you can capture the lesson. But today, let us ask ourselves some questions, some reflective, deep questions about the weaknesses that we have. Okay? Now, all the weaknesses that you have, note down at least top 3 in your notebook. Okay? And ask yourself this question. What are the root causes? Because weakness doesn't come automatically. So suddenly there is no magic happens that you find yourself that I'm procrastinating. Okay. Suddenly you don't find yourself, okay, I'm weak in communication. I'm weak in time management. I'm weak in finance management. I'm weak in making decisions. Or I'm weak in probably taking steps or succeeding or XYZ. So suddenly it doesn't happen. Okay. Nothing happens suddenly in the life. It is always a series of actions, behavior, thoughts, feelings, vibration, frequency that we talk about. Correct? And that frequency continue for a long period of time that result into your belief result into your feeling, thoughts will result into your action, which actually get your behavior into that level. And that's how you feel like, okay, now this has become my weakness. Okay. Now every weakness actually indicates either the lack of awareness, lack of exposure, or lack of skill. These are the only 3 reasons that you will find yourself to be stuck around. Okay. So the people who procrastinate, they do not feel procrastinating while they are doing it. Do we agree with that? Yeah. They procrastinate because they feel they may or may not be good at what they have to do. So let's say somebody who says that I'm not good in communication, and somebody is probably asked this question, okay, why don't you prepare a 5 slides which can communicate with the people so well, effectively? And you have already put yourself into the position that I am not good at communication. How the hell in the world I can actually make 5 slides which can communicate well? Not possible for me, isn't it? So your belief system has already now empowered you. Now you push the things of 5 slides until it becomes your survival. How many of you have done that? Yeah, until it becomes your survival. Now, think about a process when your boss is saying, every week, Monday morning, I need to have these 5 slides. Every week, Monday morning, I need to have a 5 slides. Now you're exposed to that. Okay. That means your mind, whether it agrees or not, whether your heart which agrees or not, now you have to do it because you want to probably survive first. That's your need, which is actually overpowering you. Now, if the need comes, will you learn how to communicate in that 5 slides? Will you procrastinate? The answer is no, right? Answer is no. So the procrastination happens because our need is not so high. Our value is not so high to accomplish something. So we don't give so much high priority to that activity. The moment you start giving the high priority, your procrastination changes, isn't it? Automatically changes. Now, in the weaknesses, a lot of people miss out the skill part. Okay. Now, if I ask you that you are a wonderful communicator, all the emails, all the slides that you meet actually are very effective, and your boss is not so good at it, and you're skilled at it, would you love to make the slides in that case? If you're skilled at it? Yeah, you will. You will not procrastinate. You will not find a reason not to do it because you know it, how to do it. Okay. Now, that may not be in your priority. Let's say you have a skill, but you do not have the awareness of the priority. Is it possible that you can procrastinate? Yes, you have a skill, but you do not have the awareness of the priority. Then you will probably get into that. You have a skill and you have an awareness, but your exposure level is not so high. So you say you have to present to the steering committee where the VP is going to attend this. You have never ever prepared the 5 slides for VP purpose. You might have done a 5 slides for everyday day-to-day report, which is your good job. Okay. So your boss says that you're very good in presenting your 5 slides, but you do not have any exposure to the VP level, and you're expecting that suddenly the exposure becomes this. And then you've been asked, okay, 5 slides for VP. Now your boss wonder that, okay, why this guy who was actually doing a great job in presenting those 5 slides have suddenly have cold feet? Why is he procrastinating? Why is he not coming up with it? Why? Because you never had the exposure. Have you all understood this? Yeah. First, awareness. Second, exposure. Third is the skill itself. Okay. And it has to be a combination of all 3. If the combination is there, then there is no weaknesses. Think of any weaknesses and ask yourself these 3 questions. Am I being aware? Is it because of the lack of awareness? Is it because of the lack of skill? Or is it because of the lack of exposure? And you will suddenly actually be aware that, okay, yeah, it is because of that. If you can identify your top 3 skills and you can ask this question, is it because of the awareness? Is it because of the skill? Or is it because of the exposure? You'll be able to get the answers for all your weaknesses. Any weaknesses in the world, doesn't matter what you put. So when say communication, is it because of the awareness? So the answer is no. I'm aware that I need to communicate well in the right way to the right people. Right? Is it because of the skill? Answer is yes. You have never learned. Is it because of the exposure? Yes, you may not have communicated to that level. You're very good in communicating in day-to-day. If you have to actually talk to your family members, you are pretty much coming to that, right? Is willingness not a part of your awareness is a question. Is willingness the part of your awareness? Because if you are not willing, that means you are not aware how important that factor is in your life, correct? Now, people on the weakness side have no issues with the willingness. Do we all agree with that? People on the weakness side, when they have the weaknesses, they do not have the issue with the willingness. They have the issue with the decisive factor, that is the decision making. Okay? So all your decision making happens not because of whether you are aware or not, whether you're willing or not. It is more because that whether that is in my priority right now. So today you will be doing this, find out 3 professional weaknesses right now that you have. And write down the reason, the root causes. Is it lack of skill, awareness, or exposure? Okay. Whichever it is, we are not solving that right now. We are being aware of it right now. Okay. The more you are aware of it, the more clear you are. And the more clear you are, you will be taking the action. If you're not clear, you will not take the action. If you have a clouded mind, then you will not take the action. It is very simple. Okay. So you are just clearing the clouds right now from your mind that, yeah, this is because of this. This is because of this. Now you're clear. Okay, I need to take this action. Okay. That's how your action taking comes into picture. Right.